The news on your hometown station on 7 at 4 starts right now.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here on 7 at 4. I'm Melissa Gaona.
Happy Wednesday, Hump Day, too. I'm Logan Sherrill.
Yes, Hump Day halfway there. Was filling in on the 3 again today, Logan, so pardon me if I'm a little out of sorts on the 4 o'clock show today.
I'll tell you, no day it is.
I know. But I will say I was blessed by your burrito shots that you showed me earlier today. You guys are in for a treat. When does this Hometown Eats air?
Tomorrow. That one's tomorrow.
Mañana.
Yeah. Fiesta.
It's so good. Okay.
Big mama.
Can we just say, what is this new concept that we see where the burrito is still the burrito, but the meat is on top with the cheeses and stuff? Is this new?
See, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I don't know. Because I never get a burrito in a Mexican restaurant. I'm always like I go like either street tacos.
Okay.
I try to stay away from like what everybody gets. We'll get the ACP.
The fact that we call it
polo,
the fact that we call it ACP is just not unacceptable.
I try to stay away from that. Like play more into the stereotype. So typically I do like a street taco or maybe like a little chimichanga.
Yeah.
But I don't get the burrito much. And my man Mario loaded it up with the cheese at the taco wagon.
I just want him to do that and listen, Mario, we're gonna call you out right here on 7 at 4. We need to be doing that for all the customers, not just this guy.
Oh, they do.
Oh,
they do.
I'm just saying, because Logan tends to get the special treatment.
And I know some people will call in, they're like, well, I told them they sent you. They said, well, he should come pick a shift up. Well, maybe I will. But who knows?
Where's the apron?
Right, seriously, after I sweep the floors and do everything else. But no, they loaded it up with the meat in there too. Because some places will just throw like lettuce or tomato.
It's true.
Like, no. I want meat within the burrito.
Yes.
I said burrito wrap. The quesadilla.
Logan, don't do that.
The quesadilla, golly, the tortilla.
Please.
Jeez, taco wraps, what are we talking about? But yeah, give me the meat on the inside of it, meat on the top, and the cheese.
All the fixins.
I bet that thing weighed 3 pounds.
I bet it did.
Probably.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, well, you'll see that tomorrow. So there's your 3-minute tease on
the story.
This place. Today on 7 at 4, Easter's around the corner.
That's what I hear.
I'm beginning to think this might be my new favorite holiday.
Easter?
Well, it's Christmas, but I'm thinking this might be my new favorite.
Well, I mean, look, Easter's the main one.
It is.
Look,
exactly.
I mean, Christmas is big. That's when he came.
Easter's the main one.
Easter when he rose.
You smell what I'm stepping in.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So don't get things that could make... You're on another level today.
Hey, yeah.
And don't get things twisted. But listen, if you have pets, you don't want them finding the eggs with the chocolate inside. All sorts of hazards.
The plastic, the chocolate, it'd be a mess.
Yes.
Hey, Bradford, you got Julie Rickman?
It's Olivia.
Olivia in today. All right.
Hi, Olivia.
Yeah, Bradford over here. We didn't scare her away. He's coming back. Bradford got that coming up in a few minutes.
Also on the show, a local Elks Lodge is hosting an Easter egg hunt for blind and visually impaired children. This is amazing.
This is nice right here. We're speaking with the Roanoke's Elk Lodge on how this annual event really got kicked off, how it got going.
Yes, and Gene, this registration has closed for this year, but we want you to mark your calendars for next year if you have a child in your life that could benefit from this kind of egg hunt. I just think it's such a great idea.
I do too, and next Easter will be here before we know it.
Yeah.
It'll probably be earlier than this year. This is a late Easter, so.
That it is.
All right, we look forward to hearing all about that on this Over the Hump Day. Let's get to some news. Neighbors in Roanoke City are sounding the alarm about a house in their neighborhood that is overflowing with trash, which they say is both an eyesore and a health hazard. Take a look. This is what this house looks like. Neighbors say more and more trash has been accumulating on the property. This is in the 500 block of McDowell Avenue. They say this has been going on for 2 years, since April 2023. A number of people living on the street have made calls to the city asking, please do something about this property, but they say so far nothing has changed. We will have details on this story coming up at 5 and 6. All right, let's turn now to your hometown forecast. Head over to meteorologist Bradford Ambrose. But first, we're going to check out a photo from one of you. Donna Hatcher sent this in. Nicest thing about spring, I think, all those beautiful blooms. She says, wisteria at its best. No kidding, Donna. That photo is amazing. Probably looks even more beautiful in person. If you would like to send your weather or plant photos on our show, you can find our submission page on WDBJ7.com. Look for the Submit Photos or Video tab. Love seeing from our viewers. They just capture all the essence of the weather and the seasons. Yeah,
that's right. Jane, spring kind of rebirth, new opportunities, and just a great day to be outside. Decent amount of pollen still out there after we did see some rainfall over the past couple of days. Those pollen levels in the medium high category currently. Beautiful blue skies, but it's a little bit cooler than where we should be for this time of year by about 10 degrees with high pressure well in control. Next storm system back off toward the west here, and first alert Doppler quiet scans. We've got temperatures generally into the 50s this hour. Closing in on 60 in some of our hometowns. It's 58 currently in Danville, 57 from South Boston and Brookneal, and over toward Martinsville, mid-50s here in the Roanoke Valley. So we'll see a good deal of clear skies as we work through this evening into the overnight hours. Not as cold tomorrow morning as what we woke up to this morning, generally down into the upper 30s and low to mid-40s. We are tracking some more rain chances, Gene. We'll give you the first alert to that in just a few.
Okay, we want to hear about that. Thank you. The Martinsville Henry County Museum is expanding to house rare pieces of local and national history. A 13,000 square foot facility has been added to the current local history museum in Uptown. It houses the private collection of Dr. Mervyn and Virginia King, who funded the project. Their collection includes Native American artifacts, antique toys, and firearms that date back to the 1800s and even earlier. The first floor of the new annex is now open to the public. They expect the lower floor to open this summer. Wow, lots of cool things there.
No one to hold them, no one to fold them.
Okay, I brought something for the SPCA folks who are coming in today. I brought this last week, forgot to give it to Julie.
Gee.
I hope Sammy's not watching. Sammy, you have enough toys.
Look away.
Look at this one, Melissa. It is a ginger bark latte.
Gene, isn't the gingerbread latte your favorite?
That's Logan's favorite.
Oh, your favorite.
Logan, your favorite, right?
I haven't been able to have in 5 or 6 years.
I like the peppermint mocha at Christmas time.
Oh, that's
so. Anyway, Sammy has so many toys. He's so spoiled. So I hope the pups at the shelter will like these.
Sammy, turn away.
Sammy thinks every toy's for him. He does. Every single toy is his, even if it's broken into pieces.
Does he ravage the toys? Or does
he does. Not as much as he did when he was younger, but yeah, he does. But he has favorites, and then others he just doesn't play with. I don't get it.
Revy's the same way.
Never plays with this latte. However, if he saw me taking it away, he
wouldn't want to play with it. Oh, that's
like a child.
Sweet.
Whoa, where are you going?
My dog Revy thinks that she's ravaging the toy, but she can't put a dent in him.
Yeah.
But she likes to think she is.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Gene.
Coming up, Roanoke Valley SPCA got some Easter activities you can enjoy with your pet.
Stay tuned to meet Diamond, who's up for adoption.
Fantastic.
You're watching 7 at 4 on your hometown station, WDBJ 7.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It's Wednesday, so it's Pet Talk Wednesday. We're going to go over some how to keep your pet safe during this time of year and keep it fun and safe for Easter. And today we're talking to Olivia Davis is back. I didn't scare her away the last time. Congratulations. Yes. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
How are
I'm glad
you?
I didn't scare you away.
No, you did great last time.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, I'm good. All right, so we've got a special guest today.
Yes.
Tell us about Diamond.
So this is Diamond / Maki. She is extra special because she has 2 names, but she is 6 years old. We think she's a mixed breed of some sort, but we're not completely sure because we haven't done any, DNA composition or anything like that.
Yeah.
But she's 6 years old and she came to our shelter probably about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And she's just an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of assisting one of our photographers the other day to get some photos for the website.
Yeah.
And she was just a bundle of joy. It was actually hard to get some pictures of her because she's so fixated on you.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at the camera.
I know.
But she's a love bug, loves to cuddle.
Yeah.
She's great, and I'm really excited to find her a new family.
Do we know how much she weighs?
So she weighs about 45 pounds.
45, okay, so medium size.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she's a good size, and she is available for adoption.
Okay.
Her adoption fee is $99, and she's ready to meet her new family.
Sounds good. All right, folks. I know last week we had Puddin' on, I think.
We had Bowser. Well, Bowser
was the week. Was it
prior?
Last week? Yeah, the week before.
Yeah.
Did Bowser get adopted yet?
Not yet, but
Not yet.
He's on his second meet and greet, so hopefully soon.
Good.
Yes.
All right. So Puddin' got adopted last week.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Y'all get on the ringer. You know what you do. Diamond is available for adoption. All right. So today we're going to talk about, we're coming up on Easter. What are some ways that us as pet owners can keep our pets safe, especially during this time of year? Obviously candy and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. So Easter is such a fun and exciting time to spend with your family and friends, and a lot of that consists of Easter egg hunts, of course.
Yeah.
And one of the most popular treats during Easter is chocolate.
Right.
And while we love it as humans, it is highly toxic to our pets.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you knew this, but the darker the chocolate, the actually more dangerous it is for our pets. It's something about the chemical compounds in it, but fun fact, I honestly didn't know that. So if you have chocolate, kind of just making sure that you're mindful of where it's at and where your pets are at the same time.
Okay.
Another thing would be the plastic grass that's in those Easter baskets. It's aesthetically pleasing for us.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also pets like it too, but it can cause gastro issues if it gets lodged in their tummy.
Right.
That sort of thing. And then we went over, I think it was a couple weeks ago, about your garden and how to make sure that it's pet friendly.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, same thing applies, making sure those plants, like lilies, are going to be in full bloom, so be careful with that.
Yeah.
Fertilizers, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And then really just the last risk, I would say, is the Easter egg hunt in general. So it's a fun time. Kids are running, playing, screaming, laughing.
Right.
But that can also kind of bring out those natural instincts in your dog to chase. They can also resource guard if they find the egg themselves. Obviously, people know their pets better than we do, but it's something to be mindful of.
Okay. All right, great advice there. Less than a minute. How can we have fun with our pets during this time of year?
Yeah, absolutely. Easter egg baskets, you can make them pet friendly for your dog or cat. We have a plushie that's a giant carrot at the shelter, and every dog loves it.
Yeah.
So something like that for your dog, or bunny catnip for your cat, that sort of thing. You can also do an Easter egg hunt as well. Temptation treats hidden around the home for your cat. You could do dog treats for your dog, whether that's inside or fenced-in yard. Just kind of keeping it fun. As long as they're with you at the end of the day, though, that's where they want to be. So.
That's right. All right, anything else you'd like to add?
Great
advice there.
Not really, but we're excited for Diamond to find her new home.
Yes. Hopefully Diamond by this weekend will be adopted, new home, and wishing the best for Bowser on the second visit.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for coming, Olivia. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, we'll have the latest on your First Alert hometown weather forecast. I will right after the break.
Now from the Robin Reed Weather Center, here's your First Alert hometown weather forecast.
All right, hey there, everyone. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Certainly was a cold start to this morning. We gave you the first alert to late last week to these cold temperatures, really below freezing in most of our hometowns. So if not a frost, a light freeze early on this morning. These are unofficial numbers, mid to upper 20s to near 30. Some hometowns in the outlying areas did get down into the teens, the typical cold spot. But we're going to be much warmer as we head into tomorrow morning. Also, something that's relatively high still is the pollen levels, medium to high category there. The main culprits, juniper and oak. So medium to high Thursday and Friday. We will get some relief with rain chances on the way during that time frame. So forecasting lower pollen levels as we kick off the weekend. So that hour-by-hour forecast shows us dry for the next several hours, watching that storm system off toward our west as a warm front lifts off to the north and east. Few showers may clip our far northern communities toward Bath County, Highland County. First alert for you folks over toward Pocahontas County. Few showers possible late this evening to around midnight, but overall most of us will stay dry. We're dry for the Thursday morning commute, but notice the moisture back off toward our west. The line of showers will work through the area as we head later on in the morning into early afternoon tomorrow. We'll catch a break, and then the area of low pressure will start to strengthen here over across our hometown. So more passing showers likely as we head into our Friday. Some of that rainfall could be moderate at times, and then a few lingering showers possible as we head into early Sunday. or early Saturday. All right, let's take a look at rainfall totals with this system. An early look right now looks to be up to an inch for most of our hometowns. We may see a few hometowns a little bit higher than that, but right now up to an inch for most of the area. High pressure well in control currently. There's that moisture back off toward our west. Once again, first alert for you folks in the northern half of the area. Could see a passing shower later on this evening, as first alert Doppler here locally is quiet right now, and those temperatures are running about 10 degrees cooler than where we should be for this time of year. Generally into the 50s, knocking on the door to 60 down across the south side. We're stuck in the 40s across the Allegheny Highlands. So as we head into the overnight hours, temperatures down into the 40s, and then as we take a look at the forecast for tonight, once again upper 30s to low 40s across the region, and we'll keep that shower chance in from late morning into the afternoon hours tomorrow. Temperatures really not going to go much higher than the low temperature, generally into the 50s area wide to maybe some low to mid 60s down across the south side. Your first alert 7-day forecast here will continue with those shower chances on Friday. Morning shower possible on Saturday, increasing sunshine, warmer on Sunday, mid 60s. And how about next week? Near 80 degrees on Monday. We're staying relatively dry Tuesday and Wednesday. Once again, with high temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We'll be back right after this.
You're watching 7 at 4 on your hometown station, WDBJ 7.
Welcome back to 7 at 4. Easter is around the corner, and for many egg hunts, sometimes kids of every kind are not able to participate. But a local event is making sure blind and visually impaired children are able to have some fun as well. Joining me now is Mary Kay Brown. Mary Kay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
I love the concept of this because I feel like this is a group of kids that really get left out sometimes with things that, you know, kids are all taking part in this. So this event started back in 2005 by an ATF agent.
Right.
And I want you to tell me more about this story and how it all began.
Well, he had a blind daughter, and he discovered that she really couldn't take part in egg hunts because she couldn't see what was out there. So he and friends developed a beeping egg, which is this egg, which is basically a smoke alarm with a switch that beeps in the field so the kids could hear.
Sure.
So we started our egg hunt in Roanoke in 2014 with 2 teachers of visual impairment, me and another lady, and with nothing. And we got lots of community support and donations. And now the Elks Club is where we are holding it annually.
Yeah.
This will be our 3rd year there, but it's actually our 9th egg hunt over 12 years.
Oh, that's so good. Now, how you're looking at some video here. Look at Mary and her big smile there. Tell us, Mary, how the Elks became involved in all of this.
Well, we approached community groups about donations, and the Elks gave us donations in the past. And then when we were doing it at Lord Botetourt High School for years, and when COVID hit, and then we didn't do it for 3 years, when it was time to restart, schools were kind of reluctant to have outside groups come in.
Sure.
The Elks had been donating their time, and had the president at the time, our ER, was Barbara Brantner, and she said, well, why don't we have it at the Elks Club? So we started that at the Elks Club. This will be our 3rd year there.
Okay. And I think the work you guys are doing really speaks for itself when you see all the people who've, you know, gotten on board with you guys and have partnered with you and said yes. So this event is completely volunteer driven and community fueled. How many organizations do you have total helping you out this year?
Well, we've had donations from, of course, the Elks Club, the Vinton Moose Lodge, Vistar, who supports and pays for the face painter, balloon artist, and then like the women's clubs, General Federation of Women's Clubs, the local chapters, all kinds of community groups, Alpha Delta Kappa, Delta Kappa, Alpha Delta Kappa, Delta Kappa. I can't think of the names of all.
One of the Delta Kappas, okay?
DKG,
yes.
DK, retired teachers, some lots of groups.
And now, what activities are going to be provided? Maybe for some folks who have signed up to come out to this thing, just kind of explain to us how the day will kind of look like.
Well, we'll have the egg hunt, of course. We'll have the face painter and the balloon twister. We'll have games like cornhole, or that'll have a beeping target for the kids. We'll have water bubble stuff. Indoors, we'll have places to do arts and crafts. We'll have pictures. We'll have the Easter Bunny. We have Elroy the elk, who's going to be there dressed up with the Easter Bunny for pictures with kids. They'll make picture frames. They'll make Easter magnets. Just all kinds of activities.
And since we're zoomed into these, I just want to show you how this works. You guys turn this little button on here.
Right.
And this is how the children find the eggs.
Right.
And they get to take part in an event that, again, typically they are left out of something like this. Obviously, this year, we mentioned earlier, it's registration only. It has been closed.
Right.
But it's a closed private event. But if they want to take part in it maybe next year, Mary, can you tell us how they can keep up with you guys to get signed up?
Yes, we get kids signed up through their teachers of visual impairment.
Okay.
So each school system has teachers specifically working with the blind and visually impaired students, and it's through them that the contact is made.
That's wonderful.
And these are the bags that we put together for each child through the donations that we get.
Great.
That's why we ask for pre-registration. So we're able to know how many are coming, what age they are, and then we kind of put together an appropriate bag.
Give us an idea really quickly, Mary, what's in the bag for each child?
Well, we have these logo items that have our logo for the Audible Egg Hunt. And then just whatever, all kinds of donated Easter eggs.
Yes.
The community groups will donate bags full of Easter goodies.
And you just think about anything that's in an Easter basket, that's what you're going to find in here, and some other cool, nice things. Mary, thank you so much for thinking of a group of children who are often forgotten. We appreciate you doing this effort, as well as all of the partners who've taken part in this. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, 7:04, we'll be back after this.
The news on your hometown station on 7 at 4 starts right now.
All right, Wednesday. Man, y'all have some good stuff over there. 7 at 4, Logan Sherrill.
Yeah, and I'm Melissa Gaona. Today on 7 at 4, a caregiver is leaving a lasting impact on a Virginia family with her dedication and compassion.
All right, you're going to hear her story and the bond she created with the family member that she cared for.
Very sweet.
Right.
Yes.
Looking forward to
I'm telling you, those caregivers, they never get enough credit, but they're the reason the world goes round.
Yeah, they do a lot. Looking forward to hearing more about that. All right, let's get to some news. This half an hour, a Roanoke attorney representing dozens of Covington middle school parents in a lawsuit that was filed against the school system. Well, on Wednesday, John Fishwick announced the lawsuit against the Allegheny Highlands public school system. He is representing about 35 families. They have also filed a petition with the Virginia Department of Education. Parents hope the school system will close the middle school for the rest of the school year. WDBJ 7's Kyra Willis spoke with the attorney. Coming up tonight at 6, you will hear more about this legal battle. All right, let's turn now to your hometown forecast. Head over to meteorologist Bradford. Ambrose, I believe, if I heard right, rain is on the way.
Yes, and we got decent rain. It was about 6, 8, 10 hours delayed over the weekend. Heard many of you from home kind of upset, but we did get the rain that night into the day on Monday, and some decent totals, 1 to 2, locally up to 3 inches, especially east of the Blue Ridge. We've got more rain on the way that will arrive tomorrow. Pretty blue skies out there area-wide with high-pressure well-in-control storm system back off toward our west. That may skirt our 4 northern communities with a few passing showers later on tonight. First alert Doppler quiet. We're about 10 degrees cooler than where we should be for this time of year, generally into the 50s, and we'll expect clear skies as we head into this evening. Temperatures not as cold as what we woke up to this morning with that increase in cloud cover, upper 30s and low to mid 40s. And once again, tomorrow afternoon with a lot of cloud cover around, high temperatures generally into the 50s. Gene, we'll time out those rain chances and talk about when the 80s return to the forecast here in just a few.
All right, if you like the warm weather, stick around.
Stick around.
Thanks, Bradford. The United Way of Virginia's Blue Ridge is thrilled to bring back the 100 Heroes Project. The initiative honors extraordinary individuals in our community who go above and beyond for others without expecting anything in return. Nominations are now open. There are 6 categories, including advocacy and education. You can visit the United Way of Virginia Blue Ridge's website to submit your nomination. The deadline is April 18th. All right.
100 Heroes.
Yes. It's been going on. I just think they should continue the year after year after year.
Is it years we've been doing this now? Is it 100 every year, or are we just like going till we get 100?
It's the second year, but it's 100 Heroes. They're continuing it into this. Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, which I think there's so many people who do so many good things. We can continue. Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks, Jean.
I'm gonna nominate Jean.
Well, after all the emails we got yesterday,
flooded,
after she announced she was leaving, I agree with you.
Yep.
Put her in, Coach.
Top of the list. All right. While many folks feel the call, and it really is a call to become a caretaker, one woman in Virginia went above and beyond.
Yes, the positive changes the family saw in their relative once she came into their lives. Next.
You're watching 7 at 4 on your hometown station, WDBJ 7.
All right, listen to this. New research suggests having a cat or dog can greatly improve your well-being. Are we shocked?
I believe that wholeheartedly. Researchers say it's better than being married. Nope. Or meeting up regularly with friends and family. No, being married is fantastic. The study was published last week in the journal. Social Indicators Research also found having a pet could help with the life satisfaction as much as having more money. I agree with that.
Yeah, one of the paper's co-authors said if pets improve life satisfaction as much as the studies suggest, policymakers should make it easier for people to own them. One example would be relaxing regulations that restrict renters' access to pets.
I'm going to just say, y'all must be married to the wrong people. I mean, that's...
Well, let's be honest, Logan, divorce rates are high.
They're very high.
And so a lot of people are in toxic marriages.
I am divorced. I mean, my first one didn't go so well.
Yeah, so I think maybe they're trying to get, make people feel
a little bit better about themselves.
Well, I mean, hey, it's tough out there. Not everybody's,
This is true.
So listen, pets they're special.
They're
special.
Because they're always happy to see you.
They are.
No matter how good or how bad a day could be.
No matter how stinky you are or
cleaned up.
Or
rich or poor.
They just love you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's always, what do they say? Be the person who your pet thinks you are.
That's really good.
Right?
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
A lot of people use that advice.
Okay, so now let's talk caregivers.
Okay.
All right, finding the perfect caregiver for your loved one, it can be daunting and expensive.
Well, there's that expense again.
Yeah.
The Virginia family got more than they really expected when a new caregiver arrived right on their doorstep. Ashley Hendricks got that story.
Helping others in the time of great uncertainty is what Brianna Jackson was called to do. It's that compassion that led her to become a caregiver.
Just being able to be with someone and make their life a little bit easier. I think that's the biggest part.
Brianna had many patients, but none quite like William Doug Morf, who suffered from Alzheimer's disease. The two first met last year in October, shortly after losing her grandmother. She was asked to fill in for someone else.
And from that week on, by the end of that week, we were like, oh my God, how can we keep you in our lives?
And when their two worlds collided, boy, did everything change.
There was a joy and a spark that came back a little bit when she came onto the scene.
Yeah. Doug and Nancy's daughter, Bridget, says they were in desperate need for daytime and evening care. But like many families, they just couldn't afford it.
I was like, you don't have to pay me at all if you don't have it. I'll do it for free.
Twice a day, 7 days a week, Brianna showed up, driving 45 minutes from Louisa to Henrico, where Doug and Nancy lived. Not having a car of her own, she borrowed her parents' vehicles for the different shifts. Never missing a day, Brianna and Doug had become the best of pals, even thinking of clever ways to help him.
He'll look at me. I was like, I don't feel happy. He goes, can I have a hug? Can you give me a hug? And I was here, and I put his arms over my shoulder, and I'll give him a hug, and then I'll sit him up, and he's like, hey, you got me.
Over the next 4 months, their bond grew fonder as Doug's time here on Earth grew closer to the end.
It's like when stuff started going downhill, he was still this bubbly guy. We would still sit and watch TV, and I would pull my chair up beside him and I would hold his hand.
In February, Doug slipped away peacefully after suffering 9 years with Alzheimer's. Although he's no longer here, Bridget says she's grateful her dad brought their families together.
This is an incredibly hard experience. But if there's one silver lining, I gained a best friend. She's family.
Brianna's selfless acts of kindness was immeasurable for this family. Brianna's exceptional care for Doug led her to a manager role with his nephew's caregiving company, AmeriCare. In her office, Doug will always be close, reminding her that family is not only binded by blood, but by love that never ends.
Oh, man, what a touching story.
Yeah, that's pretty good there.
I tell you what, though, especially as parents age, I feel like I'm in this situation with my dad often. Like, I so bad want to be his caregiver, but he won't move to Virginia. So it puts me in a difficult situation. But just people that you hire to care for your loved ones, you want them to make sure they're not abusing. I mean, you know, there's just all sorts of things you have to take into consideration. So I just love hearing good things about caretakers who are making an impact. It's hard.
I feel like too, you really caught the emotional connection and attachment she still has with that man.
Absolutely.
So
and
that's, I mean, truly they bless that family. So
many people.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, 7 at 4. We'll be right back after this break.
Every breath you take.
You're watching 7 at 4 on your hometown station, WDBJ 7.
Welcome back. 7 at 4, Salem's annual Easter egg hunt moving to the home of the Red Sox. The free event will be from 6 to 8 tonight, so get on out there. Salem Memorial Ballpark. The hunt is going to start every 15 minutes, about 25 kids and parents in each one of those hunts. There's also face painting, a petting zoo, and of course, a chance to get over there and meet the old Easter Bunny. There's more details over on the City of Salem Facebook page. And you've waited until the last minute to do your taxes. Well, that time has come. The filing deadline just a couple of days away, and Jill Schlesinger got some tips and things to help procrastinators get over the finish line.
April 15th is the deadline to file your personal federal tax returns. And if you haven't done it yet, I'm talking to you. If you're scrambling to meet next Tuesday's deadline, start by getting organized. Gather your documents and be methodical. The quickest and most efficient way to file is electronically. And if you're owed a refund, use direct deposit. To reduce errors, double-check your Social Security numbers. Choose the correct filing status. Calculate and claim deductions and credits correctly. Put brackets around negative numbers and sign and date the return. If you can't get your act together by April 15th, request an extension to file with Form 4868. That extension gives you until October 15th to file your return, but it's not an extension to pay. You need to estimate and pay any owed taxes by the April 15th deadline to avoid any potential penalties and interest. Even if you file for that extension, remember the deadline to make IRA and Roth IRA contributions is still April 15th. If you owe money but can't afford to pay, don't hide. The IRS offers short and long-term payment plans. Try to avoid using a credit card to pay your taxes. It's the most expensive way to pay, considering the fees associated with that plastic. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
And Bradford, I mean, we've talked about it, man, for months and months now. Helene, all the torrential rains, other issues that have happened, tornadoes in and around the areas. If you've been affected by natural disasters, you actually have until May 1st to get those taxes in. So give you a little bit more time to kind of get some things together.
That's good.
But hey, brother, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
The old blue memo today.
Yeah.
I'm blue, but da boop. A gorgeous
matching
day.
the sky.
Yeah, matching all kind of things right now.
I know.
But it was real chilly this morning, brother.
It was. We gave you the first alert last week to the temperatures below freezing, and that's what, in fact, we saw. Most of us woke up to temperatures into the 20s. A nice rebound in temperatures on the way, but we're going to mix in some rain chances. We'll have a full look at that first alert 7-day here on the other side of the break.
Now from the Robin Reed Weather Center, here's your first alert hometown weather forecast.
All right, good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. I know we've gotten many reports from you in our hometowns, and also over in Richmond at my mom's house, they have arrived that we're talking about the hummingbirds. So get your feeders out. If you don't already, make sure you clean them before you put them out for the season because they are out and will continue to increase here from the south. from the Carolinas, and they'll continue to work their way off toward the north. Do want to give you the first alert to our next big thing. We're talking about rain chances returning tomorrow. So rain shower chances tomorrow. Looks like higher rain chances arriving Friday into early Saturday. Right now, up to an inch for most of our hometowns. There may be some pockets of some higher totals, but an early look at rainfall totals up to an inch for most of us, and maybe some wet snowflakes across the West Virginia mountains as that area of low pressure departs on Saturday. So high pressure well in control out there currently. There's our next storm system back off toward the west, and first alert Doppler here locally is quite pretty blue skies area-wide. Temperatures about 10 degrees cooler than where we should be for this time of year. 56 currently here in the Star City. We're 10 degrees cooler up in Hot Springs at 46, 59, flirting with 60 there in Blacksburg, also 59 in Marion. Good afternoon to you folks in Martinsville at 58, 58 also in Danville, and 59 down in South Boston. So there's that storm system that will push some showers into our direction tomorrow from late morning into the early afternoon hours, and it looks like the higher rain chances will arrive on Friday, where we could see some pretty steady rainfall work through the area into early Saturday before that area of low pressure will depart and will dry things out for the rest of the weekend. So as for rain chances, we'll call it numerous showers developing tomorrow, and then it looks like higher rain chances on the way for Friday with that area of low pressure. A few lingering showers possible on Saturday, and we're going to dry things out nicely for the day on Sunday. So for tonight, increasing cloud cover ahead of that storm system. That will put a cap on our temperatures overnight. Many of us woke up to temperatures 20s to near 30 this morning. We'll be in the upper 30s and low to mid 40s tomorrow morning with that increase in cloud cover. And that forecast for tomorrow, expect a good deal of cloud cover and east-southeast wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour, with once again those showers developing later in the morning into the early afternoon. And high temperatures tomorrow, a little bit warmer than what we're going to see today, but still cooler than where we should be for this time of year. Likely a low to mid 60s down across the south side. Here's your first alert 7-day forecast, tracking those rain shower chances Thursday into Friday into early Saturday. We'll dry things out nicely with high pressure building on in by Sunday. Highs in the mid 60s, which is close to where we should be for this time of year, near 80 degrees as we head toward Monday, and then we're going to cool down a little bit Tuesday into Wednesday. High temperatures into the 60s and 70s, and those overnight lows returning into the 40s and maybe some 50s. Logan?
Bradford, thank you much. Parents of students in Allegheny Highlands Public Schools, they filed a lawsuit after incidents at Covington Middle School. Remember, this is all over the carbon monoxide leak back in January. Coming up at 5 o'clock, you're going to hear from the attorney representing the families and the upcoming hearing date. A story that is far, far from over. Parents still very upset with this situation, and we had a push alert earlier saying that the lawsuit entails talking about maybe even totally closing the school down. So more details coming up at 5. I want to thank you so much for joining us here on a Wednesday edition of 7 to 4. News at 5 next.
Because we care.